made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
So keeping Saturdays and studying on Saturdays. Studied myself right out of the book.
Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
God that you all claim that you all believe in. Make us believe.
Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
So keeping Saturdays and studying on Saturdays. Studied myself right out of the book.
Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
God that you all claim that you all believe in. Make us believe.
Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
Black Atheist. Black Atheist. Black Atheist. Black Atheist. Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
Oh yeah. Blackson in the hizzle. For shizzle dizzle. We have a very, very special show. I'm going to have my generals and my special guests introduce themselves.
I'm Mark Bell, civil rights advocate here in Atlanta.
Yanga Nkrumah, director Atlanta PEC, political education classes, just all out black nationalists.
Brother Uncle, God killing the house. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. So y'all just sit back while we organize this truth.
All right, we're going to get straight to the comments. And I appreciate the YouTube community being on point. And these are fresh off the press. This comes from Fulfilled123. He said, there is no God. He only listens to Judge Moore, who is a bigot. If Troy dies, then he must be arrested for killing an innocent man.
That's a powerful statement right there, Blackson.
Yes, it
Very
is.
Powerful.
Absolutely.
Very powerful.
That's right on time.
Yes. I think that statement right there holds a lot of truth, because that judge will definitely have blood on his hands if Troy Anthony Davis is not vindicated on September the 19th during that hearing. And not only will the judge have blood on his hands, but everybody who refused to stand up for justice and allow this to happen is going to have to share that blood also.
Brother Yanga?
I mean, no, I pass.
I know you might just say something.
Right.
We can always come back to it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know this is a touchy issue.
You talking about that judge. You talking about the reality of the situation is we're powerless people at this point. And that just shows how powerless we are. We have the evidence, we have the truth, we know what it is, but yet we stand back and plead to them for help. That shows how much power that we really don't have. We're powerless in that situation.
And let me say this. Like you said, we plead to them for help. It's a tragic situation. Last week I was on a conference call, and they was discussing Troy Anthony Davis, discussing issues as to what should be done about Troy Anthony Davis, when the host of the conference call have not spoken to Troy Davis, have not went to visit Troy Davis.
Wow. And
so they was telling everybody what should be done and what shouldn't be done. And I'm sitting on the line, and I had just got back from visiting Troy Anthony Davis. And they were saying, well, we should not call Pardons and Parole Board because we don't want to anger anybody. And I'm sitting there listening at all of this rhetoric that they were speaking. And I'm saying, wait a minute, hold on. What do you mean what we shouldn't do. This man's life is on the line. Time has ran out. And what Troy said, because when I visited Troy, I said, Troy, they have almost silenced me. I was saying I had your name in the media, but then calls started coming saying, well, don't say this, don't say that.
Right.
And Troy said, well, they don't speak for me.
That's right. Tell it.
Troy said, they do not speak for me. You're getting it from me. Keep my name out there. Make as much noise as you can. Because if you don't, they will kill me. That's what he said.
You know, and that's, oh, you want to say something?
No, I did. I think that this is, because one of the problems that we see is that we've allowed ourselves to become dehumanized.
That's right.
You know, too many times that people incarcerated, especially black people, you know, people of African descent, we become incarcerated, from Troy Davis to Matula Shakur, Mumia Abu-Jamal, all our people incarcerated, and they just become slogans and names, faces on T-shirts, faces on buttons.
Right.
And we've lost the real sense of it, that this is not just a human being, because I'm not just a humanitarian, but a black nationalist. This is a black man about to be wrongfully murdered. You see? So until we start, I think too, it's like the brother Bill was speaking here when he was talking about the people on the conference calls. The other thing that we're making a call to in this, we have the thing coming up for Troy Davis, the march coming up, I believe it's Friday, and I know we'll get the information out about that. But the other thing to come up is being that that conduit to the masses of people. The everyday masses don't know what's going on. We have to get out of the intellectual masturbating.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The political theorizing, the armchair revolutionary BS, man. And we have to get out here in the streets, and we have to find a way to be able to make this message relatable to the people and go out to the masses, because truly the power lies in the people.
Absolutely.
Like it was just said, we have to stop begging them for our brother's life. Once we tell you, and the evidence overwhelmingly shows that this brother is innocent, then after I've told you, and after I've said, listen, spare the brother's life, the next thing is ultimatum, and then you know what happens after I give you an ultimatum.
Absolutely.
Oh, you mean like they did Sodom and them?
Hey.
You got to get out of there, or we coming to get you.
Are we coming? I mean,
that's how they do.
You know what I'm saying? We have to, exactly. We're the only people that, you know, especially here in America, that don't have this connection to our brothers and sisters worldwide or locally. From the atrocities happening in Libya, this is not to take this off Brother Troy, from the atrocities happening in Libya, where you have these Arabs who have just happened to take up residency in Africa, going down to southern Libya and killing black, dark-skinned Libyans.
All day.
Yep.
So we don't feel connected to that.
Nope.
Now we sit here, we got our brother's time coming up. You got these devils, these crackers in the literal sense of the word, or the one who cracks the whip, these crackers.
That's right.
Got it, and then make you call them honorable and sit here and have the audacity to sit in someone even if, and all we have to do is prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Everybody got doubt, but you, cracker, I have a problem with that.
Go ahead, Mark.
Let me say this. When I was talking to Troy, and first of all, I'm going to back up just a little bit, and I'm going to say, Troy was sitting in a cage. I mean, literally, when we was speaking, I had to speak through him through a cage, and that was very disheartening within itself. But one thing that Troy is tired of at this point, because he knows his time is running out, and when you got major organizations making money off of his name, and he is about to die, they making money off of his name and then telling us what not to do.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. And this man is sitting behind bars or in a cage, about to die, and they looking at federal funds.
Right. And you know what disturbs me the most, and this is parole board, amnesty, black people in the community, anybody and everybody. Not only do we have a situation with Troy, but we have a system that is faulty. We have a system that said that 7 people recanted their statement.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? 7 people recanted their statement. So we got a problem here. So this is even bigger than Troy Davis.
Yes.
Because we got a system that's not working, and we sitting back like, well, it's okay. Well, it's, we can't do nothing. Man, bullshit.
Yeah.
I refuse to be powerless because I you know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Something needs to be done about this today, man. Right now. I remember me and you talked, Mark Bell, how people were getting on the horn today, and this should have been done.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Since the last time you was here.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I understand people become so placed. I got into a debate with a brother, like Yanga said, people over in Libya and, they have the Arab Spring, people fighting for revolutions. Niggas over here fighting to get high.
Yeah.
Want to debate some goddamn, weed is not a drug.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what we looking at.
That's right.
Hey, we're goddamn sick people, man. We got to get it together, man. They want to fight to get high. Is that what it's come down to? Come on now. See, and that's why they do stuff like that. Recant the statement. It's just like, they got a killer out there saying that he did the murder, but they think, well, these Negroes don't care. They just want to get high.
That's right.
And they proven that.
That's right.
No, man, we need to goddamn let them know, and that's why we're here today, to let them know. No, we know that shit is wrong. You got 7 people that recanted the statement, man. Something needs to be done about this, and the world knows about this, man. But if we sit by like, we not powerless. No, we not powerless. We got to do something about this, man. Time is ticking, man.
And let me tell you this, which probably most people don't know because it wasn't out in the press. Troy said that the Judge Moore,
Right.
when he heard the testimony that Sylvester Red Coles was bragging about killing a police officer, he said, well, he's bragging because he was trying to get street credits. There's no credibility in that.
Right.
And so the judge decided, well, he didn't want to hear that information. But then he said that the judge said, well, you was bragging that you killed an officer. But so the judge put this liability on Troy when Troy did not even say anything like that. And people have said over and over and over, Troy did not make any statements that he killed anybody. Troy did not kill anybody. And he also told me about one of the eyewitnesses who was up in the balcony,
right,
looking, I think it was 200 yards away at night. And there was no way possible that she could have seen that. Even when they went out and investigated, they determined that that was not a clear view.
Well, Mark, what about the recanted statements? I don't understand, is that invisible? Did the judge suddenly go deaf and dumb?
Well, the judge said that Judge Moore, those 7 out of 9 witnesses that recanted their statement, he said that now they don't have credibility.
Okay, what about the pardons of parole? Do they get, as far as, because, I know when they do jury trials, they sequester the jury to not be, I guess, influenced or tampered with as far as information. Does the pardons and parole have general information on the recanted statements?
I talked to the lawyer today.
Okay.
I talked to Troy's lawyer today. And Troy's lawyer said that he will provide all of the information about all of the witnesses that recanted their statement. That he was going to provide all of that before those 5 members of Pardons and Parole Board.
Right.
Now, when Senator James and I went to meet with Pardons and Parole Board, there was information that we shared with them that they did not know. Now,
they did not know.
They did not know. They did not. At the time we went to visit them, and we was telling them about the 7 out of 9 that have recanted their statement. Pardons and parole did not know that at that time. That's 7 out of 9.
Okay.
Now, and so we, at that time, we went through the story of, where Troy was on that night, and how the event unfolded, in which that was enlightening information. And so after that, there was information that I would email Pardons and Parole, so they would have email information leading up to this very date.
Okay.
So when the attorney get there and present all of this information, well, they got information that they should have been reading up until this point.
Okay.
So,
I have a question.
Sure.
Is that a paid lawyer or somebody that the court gave him?
he's getting money from the government. Yeah.
Court appointed. All right.
Yeah. See,
Right.
court appointed. So see, we're already, and this is the rule in the hood.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
the rule right here. If you do something, whether you did it or not right, get some counsel.
Gotcha.
Pay for your lawyer. Get yourself a Jewish lawyer, preferably. You know what I'm saying? Get somebody that knows
Down
this
here
court
in the
system.
South, though. Not in the
Not
South.
that. Don't work like that in the South.
Nah,
I
the
know
South,
up
they
north.
roast Jewish lawyers.
They kill them. They roast
White
them.
boys don't like that.
But
no.
the rule though is
Yeah.
pay for some type of lawyer. You got to spend. See, in this country, it's about money talking, bullshit walk. You got to put some money into the system. Okay, you got to see. They got to be able to see that you're willing to pay for yours.
Yeah.
That's first step. I see a lot of brothers in jail because they just didn't have no representation. They had no money. And
Well, I got a
they,
question.
it only
Yeah,
makes
go
sense,
ahead.
though. It's
Yeah.
like, it's like, okay, first of all, here's the sample. When you look on anything, when you go into court, it's you versus the state. Look at you versus the state.
Mm-hmm.
Then they give you an attorney. That's like if I'm fighting a schoolyard bully, and then he say, okay, I'm bigger than you. I'm gonna give you my man to help you fight me.
Right.
You think his boy gonna help me fight
Nah.
him?
Uh-uh.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's gonna be working against. Secondly, and throw this in here, and we're gonna get back to Brother Bill.
Mm-hmm.
This is why at the Panther Education Committee we advocate voter registration. I know I'm a staunch revolutionary. You say, how you revolutionary? You advocating voter registration because voters, when you're registered to vote, you get called for jury duty.
That's right. That's
And
right.
when you get called for jury duty, then as black people, we really have an opportunity to shut it down.
That's real talk. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? To shut it down.
That's right.
And my
Now, let
question
me-
is, and I want to answer,
Mhm.
because I know Unc mentioned about finances. Don't you have like Jimmy Carter, the Pope? I mean, you got big names.
Okay, you got big names.
No
You
money.
got big names. Now, and
the Pope.
I mean, yeah, well, I mean, just saying, these are people who might have money, like you said.
Wow.
I mean, I'm
But
just
look,
using examples.
Let
but-
me
okay.
shed a little light on this.
Okay.
You would assume that you can go out and get any lawyer to represent you if you was on death row, but it's not like that. And let me tell you how they got the system set up.
Hmm.
For a lawyer to
Federal.
be able to represent someone on death row, first of all, he have to understudy for 7 years up under another lawyer
Mhm.
that's representing death row inmates.
Right.
So therefore, you only got a handful of attorneys
That's right.
that can do it. So, and the lawyer that's I've been communicating with on Troy Davis' situation, he had Blankenship, got executed about a month and a half ago.
Right.
He had another inmate that got executed about a month ago.
So he's just losing.
He got a history of
He's a
losing.
straight up saying, y'all got
You
a
know?
straight up loser.
Yeah,
But-
and
but
so
what I'm hearing that, and that's one angle. I think we need a street task force for each individual. I mean, like, say the lawyer representation, because I'm looking at beyond the lawyer. I'm looking at an overhaul of the system where people can come in and say, you know what, the police harassed me. I changed my statement, and the world knows this, but people like, well, it's just politics, I mean, this, I mean, come on, that's just how it goes. No. There's holes in that system that needs to be overhauled. Now, I agree with Yanga with the voting thing. That's one task force. The lawyer thing, that's another task force. You know what I'm saying? I'm for complete revolution like Dr. Khalid Muhammad. That's even another task force. We need street teams. You know what I'm saying? We need street teams, man. We need to do this because this is a threat, man, to black men everywhere, period.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? One person can just use a statement, there's no weapon. There's no murder weapon.
And let me address this. You said, where's the big money people?
Yeah, that's right.
Where's the big money people?
Right.
Where you got Amnesty International, that
was gonna be the first name.
Okay, let's talk about this.
They gonna say, okay, Jimmy Carter Center, we need this because we fighting for Troy. Well, are y'all really fighting for Troy, or are you just getting the money? You know, that's the big question. You got these, organizations saying, hey, we fighting for this. Another big organization here in Atlanta, the
NAACP.
You got NAACP.
Right. And I blame our people for relying, and this is no disrespect to anybody, relying on Amnesty and NAACP. We need our own organizations.
Nationalism.
I'm just going to be straight up.
Exactly.
I mean, it's cool to let them do their thing, but we need to do our thing because we're the ones that this poses a threat to. I'm just keeping it real. I seen Amnesty International. Ain't nothing but crackers on that organization. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dang trying to be, funny or nothing. But I went to the last thing when they about to execute Troy Davis on the Capitol. I ain't seen nothing but white folks.
Right.
They don't represent me. Right. Now, let them do what they do. That's cool, but we need to do what we got to do. Real talk, man.
And that's my whole thing was like what you're saying with nationalism. As black people, we've been scared to address black issues.
Right.
We've been taught that's too black. You don't look at any other ethnic community that comes over here worries about being too ethnic. Right. You don't worry about it. You don't look at, even so much that the Hispanics practice nationalism on language.
That's right.
Not on the same landmass. You'll have the Mexican be cool with the Cuban, be cool with the Venezuelan and the El Salvadorian before he's cool with you on a language. And then the language of the oppressor.
That's right.
And Negroes can't come together on skin color. But I say this to say, so what we do, we're being pushed farther and farther back. We're becoming even farther minority. At one time, we enjoyed the privilege of being the majority minority. That way, people would at least listen to our issues and try to address. But you got these groups that you talked about, NAACP and these other groups that come in. When you look at their charter, read their charters, it no longer says for black people, it says for minorities.
Right.
It says for ethnic groups.
Right.
So what they've done, they've opened the door. This gives our enemies and people who would not like to see the black man and black woman, the black nation prosper and empower itself, it gives them the doors to hire other ethnicities under this Minority Act that was for us and that we are entitled to.
And yeah, can I add something to that, brother, real quick? Those organizations, they got their token black people, and the mentality of them token black people, oh, America's the greatest country in the world. I wouldn't want to go to Africa. Oh, what they doing in the Caribbean? Oh, they're doing this and that. Oh, they're killing gays over here. Oh, man, I wouldn't know it. That's the mentality that we're looking at here.
That's right.
And so they're not going to see problems and holes in the goddamn system.
Exactly.
That's the fuck what we looking at, man.
And that's
them are the type of people that run these damn organizations, these bougie ass Negro house Negroes. They got this mentality. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is that what that's what Troy Davis got to rely on? That's some bullshit, man.
That's what's happening.
That's some straight bullshit.
And we get the mentality of thinking white ice is colder.
Right.
So when you get these type of Negroes in position and they run to these other organizations, what we don't understand is that when we run to these other organizations, our issues become back issues. Right. Again, in these organizations, we're the minority.
Right, because he just said that, oh, well, now the white folks telling him now, oh, hush down. Now, he just talked to Troy.
Exactly.
This man talked to Troy.
He's going to tell him to say anything.
This man talked right.
That's right.
So
how does
like he said, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, so I just want to conclude this. It's because like Brother Bill said, I want to make this important point, that when we do, what's happening when we do that? Well, I'm telling all of us that belong to these organizations that are integrated in this and that so forth, it's cool if you're working with them. But you still should commit yourself to a totally black organization for the advancement and empowerment of black people. If you work with these other organizations, that's cool. Because Troy Davis has become a slogan and a symbol on a T-shirt and button to a lot of these major organizations. But to us, this is our brother. This is our comrade. This is me.
That's right.
This is you.
That's right.
And any black man that can be caught up in there, like you were saying, Blackson, when statements are recanted and everything their case falls apart, that they're still going to murder a black man. So it's up to black people to defend ourselves, protect ourselves,
Absolutely.
and do what it takes for our advancement and empowerment.
And Brother Yang, I'm glad you said that because, Blackson and Brother Uncle know that I've been fighting hard for Troy Davis. And to hear Amnesty International tell me, don't do this, don't do that, and if you do, I'm going to go call his sister and so we can quiet you down. That's very disappointing. Very disappointing.
Right.
You say it's disappointing. We trying to use the system to fight the system.
Exactly.
That's insanity. I'm sitting and I'm listening, and I'm trying to figure out, well, what's the problem? We know what it is, right? PTSS, post-traumatic slave syndrome.
That's true.
What other reason would we allow this to happen to us on a regular basis? Yeah. We did the show where they had no alliance, they had no feeling for those brothers that was getting shot down the street. What was the name of the show?
That was called Dispelling False Beliefs.
Right, and we had crazy black people calling up. We had when that show came on, all the comments disappeared.
That's
when
right.
you actually seen white people, gun people down with handcuffs on, just murder people and watch them die, slam the old lady on the ground, and none of them did nothing about it. But the thing that really got me the most was, at all times, those police were outnumbered.
Yes.
So we've lost our heart. And you know why we've lost our heart? Because as we look at that grandmother on the ground, as we look at that brother bleeding, we don't see us no more.
Exactly.
That's the program. We've been downloaded the virus of racism, white supremacy. It does not allow us to recognize my brother, my sister. How else would you kill a person for having on royal red and royal blue? Yeah. How you shoot him for that? Yeah. And allow the Koreans to take $9 billion out of the community every day in the store. Yeah. You live, how you doing, sir? You go and you spin your money and then shoot your brother because he got on the royal colors. Right. Found in Tutankhamun's tomb. How's that happen?
Exactly. Can I say this too? For you brothers out there taking on these Italian names, Gambino and Bambino, and say, stop rocking them rosaries and stuff, man.
Exactly.
Stop rocking.
Stop doing that stuff, man.
Stop rocking, man.
Be black, man. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted, because I want to piggyback on what the brother said. We think everybody in the world is badder than us. Oh, man, the Italians, the Koreans, don't play with them, don't play. But a black man, a Negro, will kill you for $5.
$2. It ain't even $5.
I ain't even seen the Italian. $2. Italians don't come in your neighborhood and kill you for. So cut it out. Love yourself.
No racial
You know what I'm saying?
identity.
And like you said, when we have our racial identity, things like we won't tolerate what's about to happen to our brother Troy Davis. We won't tolerate that. I mean, it has to come a point in time where we have to stop. See, you have to understand why they have these integrationist groups and these white groups get into black movements.
That's right.
That's to quell your anger.
That's right.
That's to keep you. That's why they telling the brother, don't say this and don't say that. And no, man, when you have a man's life on the line and someone's about to die, man, say anything you can to bring some type of consciousness to these people who are about to make a grave injustice. You say anything you can for them to say, wait a minute, let me look. We don't care about the political ramblings and being politically correct at this point in time.
Politically correct? Who defined that?
You know they define that.
See, we fall into all their definitions. Like, I don't even like the word minority. According to National Geographic magazine, remember last week we talked about it, no way possible for the African to be a minority.
Break it down.
You see it has the national fertility rate. Children per woman. And if you look at the map, you can see the map, right, Yanga? That's United States. Africa got the big old babies. 4.7%. What I'm trying to tell you is we've never been a minority.
Right.
Okay? And I've always said this whole thing is based on reproduction. And we out-reproduce everybody on the planet. So we outnumber them. They little trick and their little game they play make it seem like it's more than them. How else could a few feeble Europeans control Africa? Right? How else could a few feeble people control somebody's life and death? How could that be? We've lost our heart. We do not racially identify to self and kind. And that's the studies that they have in Michigan, Harvard, and Yale. We detailed it on the show. And like, I like to give thanks real quick to my uncle, right? Because he was the first one in the family to have a library. Most people got a magazine, Ebony, you know what I'm saying, and think they got a library jet, right? My uncle was the first one with books and say, yo, get some books. He was the first one to make me realize that I can even hear what you're saying. See, most people can't even hear you. They like, yeah, right. They don't hear you. You feel me? So hold on. So I just want to make sure, give thanks to my uncle that they gave me the ability to buy books. And you know what's deep about buying books? Every time everybody should say, he don't know what he's talking about, my uncle. He don't know. He talking that crazy stuff. He don't know what he's talking about. Okay, so I said, I went and got some books. Then they classified me with him. You don't know what you're talking about. I say, wait a minute. All our life, they told us education is power, right? And soon as I follow my uncle and get some books to educate you, right? Now I'm educated. Y'all dumb, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. So see, that's what the community has become. Those with the books that study, you, and you, right? We the dumb ones, we don't know what we're talking about. Other people don't have no knowledge of what's going on, no information, right? And they're the smart ones. How does that work?
Well, let me break it down on a street level. You know, when you go to prison, when you're in the gang, there's always that one person that will try you, size you up. By them having people recant their statement and the world knows about it and they're going to murder him, they're sizing us up for extermination, people. They trying us. That's to my brothers and sisters on the streets. They trying us. That's why I said this is bigger than Troy Davis. It's obvious the man is innocent, but they're going to say, well, if we kill him, open murder. Well, hell, we can just open murder like they did, right? Like they did in, I mean, we showed you the police brutality. They already did that. And now, because, you know, like we said, you know, they might have had a gun in their hand. Then you hear Bob with a gun and a beer, and they talk, calm down, Bob, calm down.
Shoot the gun.
Calm down. And shoot the gun right out of his hand.
Shoot the gun out of his hand.
Right.
I didn't even know they could do that.
Like
You mean they can act like that? John Wayne shoot the gun in his hand and then shoot the black man. So they do have that technology to shoot guns out of people's hands, which is crazy.
See, you know, it's like what you said, man.
Crazy.
I mean, it goes back to that again. Look into who we are and look into who they are. I mean, that's what you do. We can do an experiment. You can put white people and black people together in a room.
Right.
And after a little while, everybody's going to start to congregate to that which they're familiar with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to start to, you might see now, here's the sad part. You might look over and see a few sprinkled black people over there with the white people. I mean, here's the proof in business. But if you see the white people over there with us, they're trying to get something.
Yeah,
They're trying to get something. Look at, when's the last time you seen a Korean, an Arab, a Hindu, or anybody in a black store?
Doesn't happen.
They don't patronize us.
Racial identity.
Right, racial identity. I'm up in Cleveland. They had up in Cleveland, the Arab stores were getting robbed. The Arabs, like you were talking about those street teams,
right,
sent out the team of Arabs to go to every Arab store and to shut them down in the black communities because they were having a rash of robberies.
That's right.
To choke out the robbers from the black community because they shut the stores down.
Right.
Now you can't go to the store, so that naturally is going to create us snitching on one that we can't go to the store, boo-boo them and this and that. This.
Right.
So they turning cats in and stuff like that.
Wow.
So economic power.
Wow.
See, they understand that type of thing.
Wow.
We're the only people.
They boycotted the community.
Right. They boycotted the community, not the community boycotting them. They boycotted the community until the crook surfaced. Wow. Now here we go. We have one of our own on death row, and we turn to the very people that's trying to kill him.
Crazy. Help us.
One of our own. Because we don't get out there. We feel like you were talking about when I go to the Troy Davis rallies and this and that, and I see a lot of, and this is not knocking all the sincere efforts of the Caucasian people who have that thing in their heart, that humanitarian love, that don't want to see that injustice go down. More power to you. But it's not a humanitarian love that I have for Troy Davis. It's a brotherhood love. It's a species love. It's an ethnicity love. It's on a bigger picture because I know, like Brother Blackson was saying, that in his extermination, in his murder is my murder.
That's right.
You're sending a message. You trying me up.
That's right.
And you're trying all black people up when we continue to allow these things to happen, and then we go run to other people to save our ass, and then when they don't save our ass and we become murdered, they tell us, calm down, cool out, this, that, and we move on to the next brother on death row. When are we going to start standing up and telling people that this is no longer going to be allowed?
It's not tolerated.
Brother Yanga, let me say this.
Crazy.
This is what Amnesty did. This is what they did. As hard as myself and the sons have been out there fighting, they planned a rally and cut us completely out of it.
Oh man!
Didn't tell us anything.
They ain't even tell you, and y'all representing the person that's dying.
We represent the person that's dying.
This is the man that talked to Troy Davis. And they cut him off.
We don't need you. You're not in control. See, we're not in control. You get that? It's always been about control for these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you like for a good example, like Mugabe. That's my man.
Good
He was like, y'all gotta go. Y'all cannot hold these farms down. Y'all gotta go. Right? The story is he threw most white people out, but he allowed some to stay because we black people, we do. But he made sure that the people had the most of the farmland. Okay? White people mad at that. Wait a minute.
That's right.
How do you get mad at him throwing people out of his house? Y'all came and squatted in his house, right? Now you mad that he put you out. I don't get that.
Oh, just like Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. The sovereign nation for you Moors.
Yeah.
The sovereign nation. The sovereign nation, right?
Right.
For you Moors, again.
Because it's something like you teach, Blackson. You know, talk is cheap.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking the Moors or any of that, but all that talk stuff, all that rapping, is cheap. When it comes, you can have a book this big, full of laws and everything. We proved it here by
Right.
Troy Davis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can come and show all of your laws. At the end of the day, when you sit at the table, if that isn't backed up, it's only negotiating if your side is backed up with some type of potential force or power.
Hello.
You know, if I'm sitting at the table and I got all the power and you're a peon, what are we negotiating about? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. This is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to let you drink out of this water fountain. I might let you get on this bus because nigga pennies add up too. So I will take your money and you can go to my stores. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to when you say, but the law, if you can't back it up, man, we are victims. We have been victimized. Now it's time for us to stand up.
It's hard though. You say we're victims, but we're suffering from post-traumatic slave syndrome, right? That's when the victim starts to act like the victimizer.
Right. Well, America's the greatest country in the world.
Right. We're playing the part of the victimizer. You feel me? Like when you're at work and you talking about, say, Troy Davis. You know, black people say, shh, don't talk too loud about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait a minute, we did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
If you talk about the slave trade, shh, you talk too loud. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
They should be the ones whispering.
Yeah.
We're talking about reality, what's going on with it.
That's right.
That post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Hey, you guys, I think this is DJ. Let me get this real quick. Caller?
Yeah, am I on air?
Yes. Caller?
I have a question. Yeah, I have a question for you guys.
All right, go ahead, brother.
How come you always only go after Christians for being racist and not Islam?
Well, right now, brother, if you've been watching the show, we going after a legal court system that is trying to openly murder a man by the name of Troy Davis.
No matter if he was Christian, Muslim, or Jew.
So
Right.
I'm not here to fight Christians right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to band with the Christians and Muslims and whoever else who could get this goddamn man off of death row, man. That's what I'm trying to do.
But you see that though?
I hear you. I haven't watched your show for a while because I don't live in the Atlanta area.
Okay.
But the videos I watch on YouTube, it's like I constantly see you guys go after Christianity, and I agree with a lot of things you guys say, but many people don't know how the real racism in Islam, and I just think Africans just ignore it at times.
Well, you know, it's funny because I think
you had to
people
catch-
ignoring the legal system that's trying to kill us right now.
Hey man,
Hey,
it ain't
Can I
the
jump in on that
religion.
too? And then you had to just catch us, and we had to catch on. You had to catch us on another show because, like I said,
bang on
brought up a Muslim. So we go in hard on the
Hard.
racism of Islam too.
Hard.
We understand that
Hard.
Islam is a racist and that a religion, and what it is not so much the racism. Because see, my thing is, I don't care about the racism in their religions. I don't care about that. That's smart. That's good. That's just good medicine for people to have their own God, their own prophets, their own ways. We're the idiots that follow other people's gods, prophets, and ways. It's just good medicine.
And what was you saying though? You were saying how we do it better than them.
And then we do it better than them. We follow them. You'll find a black man and black woman be better Muslim than the Arab.
With the dog mark
But
right here.
make all his prayers,
Make all
all
his
his
prayers.
salah. I used to get in
Right.
trouble for
Add
that.
an
Making
extra
my
prayer.
Father be on me, right? Adding prayers. We do speak Arabic better than they
Right.
speak Arabic and everything.
Correct.
Go ahead. And this is what gets me, and we're going to get back to Troy Davis, too, for my Muslim brothers and sisters, man. Cut the madness. You will go into an Arab store, break your neck, to speak to this brother. Assalamu alaikum, alhamdulillah, kayfalakum, shaykh, Allahu akbar. All this old stuff. He's selling pork. He's selling alcohol. He's selling tobacco products. And here you got a brother that's just coming to Islam eating a bag of Skittles and you jumping his shit talking about, I got pork in it, Akhi. Stop it. Stop it, man. If you can't stop this sucker from selling all this stuff that clearly in your book says it's haram. Quit beating the brother up, or says it's forbidden. Quit beating the brother up for eating a honey bun that got some remnants of swine on it.
Oh, you know what's deep though? I wouldn't care what religion. Hold on, brother. I wouldn't care what religion my brother got. He's on death row. And I'm not saying his religion. Because I know it ain't real anyway. I don't believe in God, never have. It's not the point. But what I do know is I know what God is. Right? And to sit there and allow that brother to get snatched away like that, meaning somebody in this room don't recognize what God is.
Exactly.
Because when he go, right, he take a part with him. We go with him.
That's right.
Right? We all one. We supposed to always recognize we supposed to move as one.
Yeah.
You know, our strength is in our numbers. The way we relate to that brother, yo, is supposed to be strong. And the fact that we're not relating to him, we're not feeling his pain. See, I fight hard, right? Because I was in them slave dungeons, man. I was there. I don't care what none of y'all say. I was in them. I feel that pain on them slave ships. Why? Because I am the result of my ancestors. Right? So I recognize that pain, and the white man know that. That's why they don't want you to know your history. They don't want you to relate, because you'll start to feel that pain, and you start to fight like Yanga, Blackson. Right? You start saying, well, Troy Davis. You know, like, what's good? This man is about to go, although we know there is no death. Right? So I know he recognizing that. But what we're saying is, you just can't keep doing it like that. And they keep doing it over and over and over again. And you know what? You can't pray out of this.
And
can't pray out of it.
And let me say this to the caller. Brother, at this point, if you could call the Georgia Pardons and Parole Board
be better than calling
and voice your opinion and ask Pardons and Parole Board,
what's the number?
To be truthful and honest to this brother Troy Davis. Call 404-656-5651. That's 404-656-5651. So if you can just, look over what you initially called for at this particular point and help Troy Davis out. Because the brother needs your help. He done ran out of time. We don't have no more months, no more years. Time is up.
I will do that, brother. The only reason why I brought this up is because I'm an African descent and my family is Muslim. So I just think people just tend to ignore that part of Islam.
No, we got that, bro. You can just Google Armor Rock Squad, yo. We bang on Islam like we bang on all the religions that kill our mind. Right? We bang on everything that stops us from recognizing Troy Davis.
Exactly.
And that's what the religions do. They're political instruments that do not allow you to see what the hell is going on right in front of your face.
Exactly.
That's why that's why I'm atheist. I'm anti-Greek culture, anti-European spiritual social system. I'm anti-racism, white supremacy. So I'm atheist. I'm anti everything that white people control. Right? Because they control everything.
Right. Definitely against their judicial system.
Brother Uncle, when we was
just
all right, thank you, caller, for calling.
When we was walking out of the prison, Senator James and I, Senator James mentioned that Reverend Jesse Jackson is looking into coming back down to the prison.
Okay.
And the warden is white and the deputy warden is black. And so I was walking where I could actually see both reaction. And the deputy warden, the black guy, was walking behind the warden. And so as soon as Jesse's name came up, the black guy frowned and looked directly at the back of the warden's head. He was like, it was like, oh my goodness, why Jesse's name got to come up again? And when Jesse went the first time, I went down there, and the strong show of police force that they had was ridiculous. They was trying to make a point that Jesse wasn't going to come in there and make them alter things. And they made Jesse talk on the telephone to Troy. And so this time when I went down there, it was completely different. The police force wasn't present like it was, and we had an opportunity to talk face to face, other than looking at him through that cage. But if we were face to face with him, and we didn't have to pick up no telephone, and there was no glass there.
Right.
So it was a strong show of intimidation, like you just said, Brother Younger. I mean, they was trying to intimidate and trying to say, Jesse have no business being here. That's what they was clearly saying, and they only gave 30 minutes when he came down. But I had 2.5 hours to talk to Troy Davis, and and the brother was saying how horrible they was treating him at this point. I mean, they have taken everything from him. 2 guards sit outside of his cell every day, all day. They got a camera inside of his cell. Anytime they move him, they strip search him. If they move him from one spot to the next spot, they'll strip search him at first, and then they strip search him again. I mean, it's ridiculous.
You know what else is ridiculous? Something just dawned on me. Mark, you just said that, I don't know who the person was, that some money was given to Amnesty, right, for his defense. So why does he have a public defender? Where's the money going? Because money don't pay for public defenders. I've been in the legal system, bro, so they can't run that game on me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I've been in that system, so you can't run that kind of game on me. So where did that money go?
Where is the money?
Right, so you can run that on some Negro that, I've got a PhD and never been in prison. I know that game.
Yeah.
So where did the money go?
I have no idea.
Oh, no.
Man. Should we call Molly? It's called we call Molly.
Right, that just hit me, man.
Yeah. But it used to be a time.
What kind of game is that?
Right. Well, it used to be a time when they used to steal from us. Mm-hmm. Now they don't steal from us. They rob us. And here's the difference: when you're stealing from someone, you're trying to be underhanded and sneaky.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's like you said, where the money go?
Right.
Even if they told you where the money go, my thing is, who's going to hold them accountable? What is the black community doing?
Hello.
How we come together to hold certain people accountable for the positions they take and for the things that they say that they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? We have to come together. Everything, this has to be, Troy Davis has to be a galvanizing force for us, for our community.
What I'm seeing, because, we from South Central, what I'm seeing, when you do something wrong, and you take the money for the defense, and now Mark's making a fuss, shh, calm down, because I got this money in my pocket, I ain't trying to spend it. That's what it looked like to me, bro. I'm just being straight up, you know what I'm saying? See, that's what, you know what I'm saying, when you get things from a black perspective, I mean, that's what I'm seeing. Prove me wrong, Amnesty. Where's the money at? Because money don't pay for public defenders.
How long we got left? What's the time?
21st.
This month, huh?
Yeah. And they're going to have the hearing on the 19th. That's the hearing.
Kangaroo court. We call that kangaroo court.
Yep, straight
That's
up.
exactly what it is.
Kangaroo court. They already know what they're going to do. So you think is it any? So he's exhausted all of his petitions, or
everything is exhausted.
So what's the last straw? They always give you one more chance.
The parole board.
This is it. The parole board is the
parole board.
That's it. That's the last straw.
And so the parole board can do what? What exactly can the parole board do?
The parole board can they can let Troy Davis go. They can give Troy Davis lifetime served, and he can walk.
Mm-hmm.
That's their options. That's what they can do, or they can give him life in prison.
Okay.
Without parole.
Okay.
I would like to see him to totally let Troy Davis go.
Right.
That's what needs to be done. But if they do that, we know that state is going to have to pay, and so there's another option. Is lifetime served. Let the brother walk. That's not a good option. That's not the option that I would like to see. I would like to see him let him go, but the brother want his life.
Right.
So if it comes down to lifetime served, let him go. Let him go. And the third one, life in prison without parole, I don't like that at all. But it will keep him alive. It will keep him alive.
Right.
But
it'll keep him alive long enough to, like I said, if anything surfaces, because I notice how a lot of people end up getting executed and then stuff starts surfacing up.
Exactly.
So even with the life, there's
yeah.
still a possibility.
Still
that
possibility.
You know what I'm saying? Right. But at least he's living to while things will, because things will pop up.
Right.
Just like that money will pop up.
You know what's
sure.
deep? You know what's deep? That from a scholarly perspective, okay? If you go check their books dealing with their prison systems, I'm talking about college level material, they clearly show a disparity in black people being murdered on death row than white people.
That's true.
And that's a fact. And y'all don't make me prove it because y'all know I prove it.
Exactly.
Okay? And I'm sitting here saying, wow, it's almost like it's impossible. You know what I'm saying? I know we got more strength as a people. And like I told you, you know, we got everything. We've always had everything from the onset. We have everything we needed. But we waste time in the mosque. You know what I'm saying? We waste time in the church. You know, we waste time on our knees praying, 5, 6, Rama, Dhamma, Ram Dummy, whatever you want to call it. We do all of that, right? And whatever it is, because I don't know what it is. I never said it was something, but whatever it is looking at us saying, I gave her everything. What the hell are you asking for? Take advantage of what you have. We do not take advantage of what we have as a people. We waste more everything. Look, give me some Nikes, $90, right? When it's crazy. You know you spent $200 on some Jordans, right? You feel me? And then get them food stamps and sell them to get slick, go to the party. And then you broke the next day. So that means what? We have no understanding of economics. So economically, we got to start getting sound. Because if we economically, we had something they call a war chest. You know what it is, Yanga?
Yeah, oh, no doubt.
That's what a war chest is in front of the street, right?
Yeah.
Meaning when something happens, because right now, Troy Davis is at war. Bad enough we at war. But you need a place where you can go get some money. Put your money up, right? Put your money in your mouth. We can't do that because we buying too much Jordan. We want the slickest car. We want to look good, right? We want to do all these things, man, not recognizing that we are at war.
Now, you know, and one of the last things that Troy said before I left, Troy said, if he make it through this, that he's going to get some more attorneys. And you know, like you called Miley's name just a few minutes ago, and I would love to see him come on board to help Troy Davis. You know, but first we got to make it through this. Got to get him over these
wait a minute.
troubled water.
You mean we gotta wait until? I mean, why we can't rally now? I don't understand this, Mark.
Well,
Parole board.
See, right now, since that he has a lawyer working on this case, and Troy, this is what Troy said when he was talking, that if another lawyer can't come on board at this point, he has to be accepted by the current lawyer.
Right.
And so right now, he's stuck with this lawyer. He's stuck with it. Yeah.
See, that's why Yanga talked about black nationalism, because that stuff is straight retarded to me. Everything that you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's straight retarded.
Exactly.
Can't
You know what
depend
I'm
on them for help. And,
That's
see,
straight retarded.
and that's our major problem. We depend. That's crazy. We'll go to Kroger and eat.
Yeah.
Regularly, right?
Yeah.
How in the hell do you depend on your oppressor to feed you? Think about that. We actually, listen, we actually sit around, right, and depend on those who have murdered and raped 300 million of us, right, regularly. You know what I'm saying? We actually depend on them to feed us.
You know what? And I think it's because one of the things is, like you were saying, we don't see ourselves as one people anymore.
Right.
We don't see ourselves as a nation within a nation.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's even when we talk about like the religions. You know what I'm saying? From the Islam, and I can only speak from an Islamic perspective. It's like what I was raised. We look at things from an oppressed situation, just like their religious institutions work for them.
It works.
Right.
Their economic institutions, their gathering centers, their morale boosting centers.
That's right.
Their religions work for them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
when we get into them that we equate, that we're taught. See, you got to understand, when your oppressor teaches you your religion, teaches you his religion, he's not going to teach you the empowering part. He teaches you poverty equals piety.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He teaches you to forego the things in this world. Wait a minute, but I'm telling you, whether it be Adam, cracker, whatever, Jew, for the black Jew, whatever, why are you guys in power and we're doing this thing better than you and it's not benefiting us?
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? It even goes back to, so that's why I say that we have to understand as a black nation that I'm not so much into knocking your religion. As a black nation, I understand that we're going to have different aspects and different people coming in with different understandings. My thing is this: as long as it's for the advancement and empowerment of black people. You know what I'm saying? When we got like you said, Muslims in the masjid, Christians in the church praying this, then we got this man about to be executed.
Right.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? And we waiting for white Jesus.
Or black Jesus.
Or black Jesus.
Right.
Or Allah to come through and open up the gates for these people, man. If it's like what I heard you when I walked in earlier, you was saying all of those things are found in us. Even in for everything, and I know the Muslim gonna be mad as hell at me for this. But everything for all the trust in that taqwa, Allah said in the Quran, He said simply this: if you believe you're going before God, He said He gonna ask you, gonna say when you come before Him, you're gonna say, man, if we only used our common sense.
Right.
To me, that summed up everything. That threw a lot of stuff out of the window, and it summed up everything. Common sense. Basic common sense. We can't keep allowing our oppressors to defend us. We can't keep getting wiped off the planet Earth. Legal lynching, like what's about to happen, take place now.
Exactly.
All of this stuff. We have to start, at some point in time, we're going to have to rise up.
You know what I say, though? And I know a lot of people don't agree with me. I say you got to get rid of God.
Well, hold up, because you got a lot of retarded black atheists out there, too. Some straight up, well, I'm going to just say atheist. I don't even want to say black atheists because we about the only ones on the planet. You got some retarded atheists out there. White supremacy comes in that form, too, now.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why we got the black atheists.
Okay, that's why we got the black atheists, right, but you got
Correction
some
for the
retarded
correction.
atheists out there,
It's called
too,
a correction. Hold on.
Right.
So once you get rid of God, right, you don't go to a white atheist group. You come to us and we can take you home to the people that create the ideas and concepts of God. You get me? And so, like your religion is already built in for you to lose.
That's
like
true.
real quick, like that story, that Noah Ark story. All the three religions follow that. Am I right or wrong? Correct? You've been a Muslim before, right?
Yeah.
And so when the whole planet get destroyed, right? First thing Noah do is do what? He get drunk. He had to be drinking Thunderbird, like I said, right? He took off all his clothes, right? Okay, then his son just happened to walk by and see him drunk. He drunk, you gotta help him out. Dad drunk, damn. What happens to this brother that sees his father drunk and help him out?
He gets cursed.
He's the first, now he's the black person. He's the son of Ham, right? He gets cursed. Ham, I even curse him, I'm gonna curse your son. Now what's the curse?
Slavery.
To be a servant to Ham, no, to Japheth and Shem. A servant and servant. So right there, in their mechanism, they kill everybody off, hit the reset button, right? And you the first one to get beat up and beat down and cursed out. And you follow that nonsense, right? And think it's gonna help you. That's on a basic, you ain't got to know nothing but understand what I just said. The whole world is gone. Nobody here, right? Except for these people. And the first person God smacked down is that black person. And your curse is be a servant and servant. So now we understand why Troy Davis is about to die. And can't nobody say it because you follow the religions and the customs and traditions of your oppressor. If you follow that, you become your own oppressor. It ain't hard. It's real simple mathematics.
Right.
And something I want you to look up too for me next time I get back. Somebody told me in a person that the covering of the nakedness was actually saying that he laid with Noah.
Right. You can say anything you want, but I can go into the Hebrew and say that ain't what it's saying because it would say that.
Yeah.
It's not saying that.
Yeah.
You can go into the Hebrew and get the words. It's not saying that. If we had time, we'd go right into the Hebrew on the computer. It's not saying that. That's not so. So even if let's just say that was it. Yeah. So then why are we the first ones with that act? Right. Why? Well, you know we're not a homosexual people, and we already proved it. The white people are homosexuals by nature, right? Because they follow Allah. Where's your wife at, Allah? Jehovah, where's your wife at? Jesus Christ, where in the hell is your wife at? You feeling me, right? And so you follow the male warrior homosexual cult that does not allow you to racially identify with your brother that needs some help right now. See, that's in your, because religion is what? A governing mechanism. Right now you're looking and saying, wow, your mind is being governed by racism, white supremacy.
Absolutely.
Look at that phone. That's my phone.
Yeah, I don't see it lighting up, though. That's the thing.
Just push a button.
Okay.
All
right. Call back.
Hit him with
call back. I didn't see you.
But yeah, let that brother talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I say. I was like, man, I can't even say what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't stupid, right? But tired of being tired, man. It's like when you were strung out on drugs. Yo, I spent years, and you sit back saying, man, tired of getting high, then you gonna get high. Man, tired of getting high, then you get high. and you get tired of getting tired. You know, I'm wondering what point are we at? How many stories like this? I mean, really, I could do a whole show on death row, right? And all the brothers that died, and all the white people to get amnesty. The governor come in and save them. Yeah. Like, who paid him? Right? Like, who put that extra check in that bank to make sure he don't get that? You feel me? Because the white man really don't care about your color. They care about your money, about your land and your resources. That's why I always say it's never been about God. Okay. It's about land, resources, food, and clothing. That's what it's always been about for traditional African spiritual system. How do you control and maintain your natural resources? You feel me? How do you put protection on yourself? We've allowed all of that to fall down. So we've lost our ideas and concepts of what we deem what God was. We've lost that. So now we no longer have protection. We're protected by the fools that intend to murder us.
So, my uncle, what you're saying is all we have to do is all these people talking about Troy Davis, they just got to write a check and he's out?
Be surprised.
I mean,
it wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise. Think about that for a minute.
But
like you got some big names.
But even then, like what you're saying, even then, and I'll be brief, it's like this is what happens when it doesn't become our issue, when it's taken from our community, because when we don't know about it, we can't write. I'm hurt that I'm just finding out that Troy Davis has a public pretender.
He didn't spend the money on it. It's not his fault.
Right, it's not his fault, but this is why I'm hurt. As a black man in the community, why wasn't that war chest there?
That's what I was
we're talking about that war chest.
When I say spend money,
but here it is. Here it is. When we go to integrationist movements, they don't know how to relate to us as a people, so they're not bringing Amnesty International is not bringing it. And I have to send a shout out to my brother Kalanji because Kalanji is doing powerful, amazing works as far as bringing awareness to Troy Davis in the communities that we reside in as black people. But when you go to these integrationists with these organizations that are integrated, and these white folks, they're going to go to other white folk.
That's what they're going to do.
You know what I'm saying? Like we say in the South. They're going to go to other white folk. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start bringing these issues to the everyday masses, to the brother on the street. We have fumbled the ball. Prayerfully, we get another chance with this thing the 19th. Because this go round, we fumbled the ball, and I'm personally making a commitment to make sure all the little homies I work with, from the little homie Crips, Blood, everybody on the street, identify and see themselves as Troy Davis, because that's you.
Who else is Troy Davis but you?
But you.
I mean, who else could he be? It's nothing, not unless it's some other spook god running around here. Everything is everything. Last time I heard from John Henry Clark, everything is everything. What happened to that?
And Brother Yanga, Blackson, and Brother Uncle, we're going to try to hold a press conference this Friday.
Okay, good.
At 10:30 in the morning. We're going to try to do it across from the Carter Center.
You're going to do it or you're going to try?
Well, right now it's planned that we're going to do it.
I hate that word try.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with
try
you, brother.
Try is defeat. Winners never try. Only losers try. Winners do it.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're going to definitely do it.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, we're going to definitely do that. So, and we need everybody help. We need everybody there.
Give them that number again. Give them the spot. Yeah, give them that area.
And the number for pardons and parole, 404-656-5651. That's 404-656-5651. The chairman is James Donald, and there's 5 members on the parole board. And call in and tell the pardons and parole board that we need to see Troy Davis free.
Absolutely.
All right.
And let me
go ahead.
One quick thing, plug too, for the Panther Education Committee. Get at me, National Director, Chairman Abdul Kahar out of Cleveland. I'm the Director of Atlanta Division. Get at me, panthereducation@gmail.com. That's panthereducation@gmail.com. You know, and our motto is ideological training for revolutionary consciousness. You dig? Because it's all about the ideological training.
All right, y'all. Next week, we're going to have another show. Well, we out. Peace.
Yeah, make sure we get
made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that got to be made up too.
Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that got to be made up too.
So keeping Saturdays and studying on Saturdays. Studied myself right out of the book.
Black Atheist. Black Atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that got to be made up too.
God is that you all claim that you all believe in. Make us believe. Black atheist. Black atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
So keeping Saturdays and studying on Saturdays, studied myself right out of the book.
Black atheist. Black atheist.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
God that you all claim that you all believe in. Make us believe. Black atheist. Black atheist.
Black atheist. Black atheist.
Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist. Black atheist.